Hey guys, it's Terry Edelman, back here with another NHL Power Rankings video. We are through the first 3 weeks of the NHL season. Most teams playing between 8 to 10 games so far. And here's another Power Rankings video. A lot of teams moved last week. There was a ton of movement. Only one team stayed in the same spot last week. Um, a lot more teams staying in the same spot this week, but still a lot of movement in my power rankings. With that being said, we will start with number 32. I have the San Jose Sharks finishing at number 32. The Sharks now, they have won 2 games during this stretch. So 2-5-2 now, 6 points on the season. And I considered moving them up a spot. I definitely did. But I felt overall, I think they're still right now the worst team in the NHL. So they're going to finish at 32, but they are basically almost tied here with number 31, which is the Calgary Flames. The Flames currently have the fewest points in the NHL this season. They played 10 games, 2-7-1 for 5 points, 21 goals for, 35 goals against. They have scored the fewest amount of goals this season than any team. While San Jose, the last team I just talked about, has allowed the most goals of any team so far this season. Now, at number 30, I have the Boston Bruins, who are the first team that's moved. So obviously, San Jose, Calgary were in those same spots last week. Boston moving down 4 spots to 30 here. And Boston overall 27th in the league, 4-6 for 8 points. A lot of teams kind of tied in that area. So Boston moving down some spots, but mainly because some other teams that were below them kind of moved up this last week. But Boston right now, one of the worst teams in the NHL in my power rankings. At number 29, moving up 1 spot, is the Ottawa Senators. And maybe Ottawa should have moved up a bit more, but they've won back-to-back games, 4-4-1 on the season, 31 goals for, 35 goals against. So they've still allowed a lot of goals, but starting to get a bit better there, starting to move up. I just felt with how things were set, Ottawa definitely deserved to move up, but not quite. With some other teams moving up as well around them, they only ended up moving up 1 spot here in my power rankings, but could be due for a big jump up next week if they continue to play as they have these last 2 games. Tampa Bay Lightning moving up 1 spot as well to number 28. The Lightning, they've won back-to-back games, 3-4-2 in the season now, after 8 games. So after 9 games, 8 points. Not a horrible start now, starting to win a couple games. But again, I kind of want to see a little bit more from them still before I drastically move them up on the power rankings. So Tampa Bay finishes at number 28. At number 27, one of the teams making a big drop down in my power rankings this week is the St. Louis Blues. The Blues 3-4-1 in the season now for 7 points in 8 games. And the Blues have been giving up quite a few goals during this stretch. They're allowing 4.12 goals against per game. They are playing tonight, so we'll see how they do. But the Blues really struggling right now, and definitely a team that had to drop down in my power rankings. Quite a bit, obviously. Another team dropping down 10 spots is the Minnesota Wild, the team I cheer for. The Wild, they've lost 6 of their last 7 games. And I get it. Maybe heading into their last game against San Jose, that should have been a game that they got up for, having lost 4 or 5 games on a road trip, came home, lost to a very good Utah team. And then you have San Jose at home you've been losing all these games, and the Wild come out and fall behind San Jose by 2 goals twice in that game. Ended up tying it, getting into overtime, dominated overtime, but Celebrini scored in overtime. So the Wild are just a mess right now. I definitely had to drop down in my rankings, and they're like the Blues. They're a team that have had to drop pretty drastically in my rankings this week. But I didn't feel that. Obviously, they're not quite the teams below them. I still think deserve to be below them, but both teams had to take a big step down. Now, in the comment section, thank you to everyone that commented last week in the last week's Power Rankings video. The team that the most people told me that I had ranked way too high was the New York Rangers. A lot of people telling me to drop the New York Rangers down. And, well, the Rangers deserve to be dropped down now. 3-5-2 in the season, 0-4-1 at home. They are 3-1-1 on the road, but 0-4-1 at home. They've just got off to a horrible home start. And the Rangers not playing well right now. So definitely a team that had to drop. So they're dropping down 7 spots to number 25 in my power rankings. Next up, we have at number 24, the Nashville Predators, who are staying in the same spot as last week. The Predators, overall, 4-4-2 on the season, so 500 after 10 games, 26 goals for, 32 goals against. They're a team where they're kind of just there. They're not obviously a bottom team. They're 500, but they're not a good team either. They're just kind of in that murky middle bottom of the pack-ish area. So the Predators stay in the same spot as last week. No movement for them. Another team staying in the same spot is the Anaheim Ducks, who stay at number 23. The Ducks are 4-3-1 on the season now, losing their last game and struggling a little bit here after a bit of a hot start. But this Anaheim Ducks team, still a tough team for me to really get a grasp of. So obviously they've won 4 games: San Jose, Pittsburgh, Nashville, and Boston. So those are 4 teams struggling overall, losing to Seattle, losing to Carolina, losing to Chicago, and then losing to Tampa Bay in their last game. So overall, 4-3-1, basically 4-4 in the season, and stay in the same spot. They don't move up, they don't move down this week. At number 22, moving down 3 spots, is the Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus 4-4 in the season. 25 goals for, 25 goals against. 500 team. Moving down a little bit, though, overall. But this team that started in the top 16 of my power rankings in the preseason. But Columbus has kind of been a slow drop here. But 4-4, lots of opportunity for them to move up in following weeks. One team that I was told I had a bit too low, and Captain Bry, you were right. You were right. The LA Kings. I have them moving up 7 spots here to number 21. And I get it. If you look at the standings, the Kings are in 13th right now. So some people might think, hey, they should be in your top 16. It's not necessarily... If my power rankings was just the standings, then you could just go look at the standings, right? But obviously that's not the case. There's different factors at play here. The Kings were a team that have struggled so far this year. I had them towards the bottom of my rankings last week. 4-3-3 on the season. 0-2-1 at home, but 4-1-2 on the road. So kind of like the Rangers, they're a team that struggling at home so far, but doing pretty well on the road. 29 goals for, 33 goals against. I'm still not a believer in this Kings team, but they're starting to play a bit better here, so they did deserve to move up. They move up to number 21. Moving up to number 20, also moving up 7 spots, is the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo, 4-4-1 on the season now. 4-2 at home, 0-2-1 on the road, 27 goals for, 27 goals for against. Basically a 500 team, but I like what I've seen from Buffalo. After a very slow start, they're starting to heat up a little bit here and starting to play pretty well. So hitting 500 now, moving up 7 spots to number 20 in my power rankings. At number 19, also moving up 6 spots here, is the Philadelphia Flyers. Similar situation to Buffalo, 4-3-1 now on the season, 4-1 at home. They're playing well at home, this Flyers team. And they've been a team that's burned me when I bet against them. So I haven't really done that the last game, but had the over with them in the Islanders, so that was a nice winner. But the Flyers, a team that's probably going to move around quite a bit in my power rankings, and they're kind of moving up close to the top 16, finishing just 3 spots short. Next at number 18, a team that's been on the rise. In the preseason, they were ranked at the bottom of my power rankings, but they've slowly moved up. Here, now moving up 4 more spots, is the Chicago Blackhawks, moving up to number 18 in my power rankings. The Hawks, 4-3-2 now in the season. Losing yesterday in their last game, but has been a team that has been consistent. They've been scrappy, fighting till the end. Last game was their first game they've lost by multiple goals, losing 3-1. But we're 4-0-1 in their previous 5. So the Hawks flirting with the top 16. I don't know if they're going to get there, but we'll see. We'll see. But right now, number 18 for the Blackhawks. Falling just short of the top 16 but also moving up 4 spots, is the New York Islanders. So as you can see here, 21-17, all moving up quite a bit here in my power rankings. Of course, some teams moving down quite a bit, the Rangers, the Wild, and the Blues, but the Islanders moving up to number 17. And the Islanders are scoring goals. 30 goals for, 28 goals against now. They've been an over machine on the season, 4-3-1 now on the year, and number 19th when you look at the overall standings in the NHL, and a team that's on the rise here, flirting with the top 16. A good week here, and the Islanders could make it into the top 16. But with that being said, at number 16, I have the Toronto Maple Leafs, moving down 3 spots. The Leafs here, not a team that I was super high on overall this season. 4-4-1 now on the year. 4-2-1 at home. 0-2 on the road. Overall, I don't like what I've seen from the Leafs, so they are dropping here. Not quite enough to drop out of the top 16, but the Leafs finishing at number 16. At number 15, also moving down 4 spots, is the Edmonton Oilers. Coming off a loss to Seattle in their last game, a team that they've dominated since Seattle joined the NHL. They lost back-to-back games. They lost overtime against Vancouver in their last game, and then Seattle was the game before that. So the Oilers now, they've lost 5 of their last 7 games. Overall now 4-4-2, so dropping 4 spots in my power rankings to number 15. At number 14, moving up 3 spots, back into the top 16, is the Florida Panthers. Florida, 5-5 on the season now, 4-1 at home, 1-4 on the road. Panthers starting to heat up a little bit here more recently, so deserve to move up a few spots, and they finish at number 14 here this week. Falling down 1 spot is the Vancouver Canucks, 5-5 on the season, same record as Florida, 2-2 at home, 3-3 on the road. The Canucks, kind of a team that I don't have quite a great grasp on, but 10 games throughout the season, we'll continue to see how they do. But overall, finish at number 13 here this week. At number 12, moving up 8 spots, is the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the Penguins, they have been a team that have really moved up from. They've been a surprise this year. 6-2-1 on the season. Currently fifth in the NHL in points, with 13 points after 9 games. 32 goals for, 28 goals against. The Penguins have just been a surprise. And they've been a team that's consistently moved up my power rankings. I don't have them in the top 10 yet. I know right now they're at number 5 in the overall standings, but still want to see a little bit more from this Penguins team. But their veterans are playing really well. They're getting a pretty decent goaltending. Silvos, they're getting consistent offense. Malkin's been on a tear. So the Penguins playing really well and deserve to move up. So they move up 8 spots to number 12. At number 11, moving down 1 spot, is the Seattle Kraken. The Kraken, 5-2-2 on the season. And they've won back-to-back games. 25 goals for, 25 goals against. Perfect 3-0 at home. 2-2-2 on the road. And the Kraken aren't moving down because they necessarily played badly, but there's just been other teams above them that have played well. So the Kraken moving down 1 spot here from last week, but still playing pretty well. Moving down 2 spots is the Washington Capitals to number 10 in my power rankings. 6-3 on the season so far. 3-3 at home, 3-0 on the road, losing their last game. Still a very good team, but dropping a little bit here with some teams below them moving up. At number 9, also moving down 2 spots, is the Detroit Red Wings, falling to 9th here. 6-3 on the season so far. Obviously got off to that hot start. They've lost a couple of games recently, bounced back in their last one. So moving down a couple spots, but still in the top 10 are the Detroit Red Wings. At number 8, I have the Montreal Canadiens moving up 1 spot. The Habs 7-3 on the season after their first 10 games, and they find themselves 4th in points so far this year. 3-1 on the road, 4-2 at home. I was high on this Habs team in the preseason, and I continue to be high on them. I have them at number 8 here. Not quite getting to the top 5, but Montreal playing very well, finishing at number 8. At number 7, moving down 1 spot, is the Dallas Stars. And yes, Dallas has won back-to-back games. So maybe they should be around the same area, but they are. They're just moving down 1 spot. They're still in the top 10 of my power rankings. Looking pretty good there in their back-to-back games. We'll see how they do this next week. Dallas could move up here, but overall finishing at number 7. At number 6, I have the Vegas Golden Knights moving down 3 spots. 5-1-3 on the season so far, losing in overtime in the last game. Only 1 regulation loss. Vegas only has 1 regulation loss, so still have to obviously be in the top 10. Moving down a little bit with some really hot teams moving up, but Vegas finishing at number 6 here. At number 5, moving down 1 spot, is the Winnipeg Jets. 6-3 on the season so far. They've lost 2 of their last 3, but still playing very well, finishing at number 5 in the power rankings, and most likely will be winning on Tuesday night. Yes, I'm betting the Jets against the Wild. So there you go. There's an early play for tomorrow. It's a great spot for the Jets there. But Winnipeg, 5th overall in the power rankings. Finishing at number 4, moving down from number 1 last week, is the Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes 6-2 on the season so far, playing very well overall. They have lost. They lost their last game. They've lost 2 of 3 now, so falling to number 4, but still a top 5 team in my power rankings, playing very well. Team that I've been high on since the preseason, but really moving up this last week, is the Utah Mammoth, moving up to number 3 in my power rankings. Utah is 8-2 in the season now. They've won 7 games in a row. This Utah team is just playing really, really good hockey right now. They're playing well defensively. Goal scoring wasn't quite there to start the year, only scoring 4 goals in their first 3 games. But since this winning streak has happened, they're scoring between 3 to 7 goals in each game and have been playing very well defensively. So Utah moving up here to number 3 in my power rankings. At number 2, staying in the same spot they were last week, is the Colorado Avalanche. The Avs 5-1-4 on the season now. And yes, they've lost 4 games in a row. So maybe they should be dropping a little bit more here, but 5-1-4 on the season. Yes, they've lost 4 games in a row, but 3 of those games were in overtime. Utah, a very good team. Carolina, a very good team. That loss against Boston probably should move them down a spot. But and then a 4-3 overtime loss to New Jersey, a very hot team. So Colorado staying in the same spot. Probably maybe should. Utah moved up 11 spots, so I didn't want to move them right up into the top 2, being out of the top 10. So Colorado stays at number 2, but could be a team that moves down. And if you're keeping track, there's only one team left. The top team in my power rankings this week, their first time in the top spot, is the New Jersey Devils, moving up 4 spots to number 1 here. And for good reason. The Devils have the most points in the NHL, 8-1 on this season. They've won 8 games in a row. They started their season with a loss, but since then have won 8 games in a row, beating Colorado in their last game, and will have a rematch against Colorado again on Tuesday night. But this Devils team looks really, really good, and when they're healthy, they're a very dominant team, and we're seeing that so far this season. But those are my power rankings after the first 3 weeks of the season. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. And let me know in the comment section below. Who do I have too high? Who do I have too low? Let me know who your biggest surprise of the season so far. For me, it's Pittsburgh playing so well. And if you want to let me know how bad the Wild are playing, you can do that as well in the comments. Obviously, I know that. You can tell by my power rankings. But if you want to jab it in a little bit more, feel free. Let me know in the comments whatever you're thinking after the first few weeks of the season. And we'll see you guys next week.